So how do you repair a dent, a large dent in the panel, correctly so it will last? We're going to demonstrate that today on a Cavalier. Here, as you can see, there's a large dent in the driver's door. Especially if you look down the side, you can see how deep this dent is. What we have done is we have taken the angle grinder and we've ground the paint off the deep center part of the dent, the crease. We've used a unispotter tool, the studs and a grinder, to be able to repair this dent. After we ground away the paint, we use that unispotter, actually welds these little studs onto the panel. We will next pull on the dent and then cut those studs off and grind them flat. Okay, so we've screwed the puller now onto these studs. We slowly start pulling the dent out. Moving the puller from one stud to the other so that we don't pull it too far in one area and leave it too low in another. Always concerned with not overstretching the middle. Okay, go ahead and cut it. The deepest part of the dent's out. Now we're going to go through and we're going to use these dikes to cut off the edge of these studs. After we cut them off, we'll use the angle grinder and we'll grind off the heads of all these so they'll be flat. And then we'll take a larger grinder, grind the area to reveal how much of the dent is really left. We also have hammer and dolly set that we can use to finish out the metal and get as close as possible, so you use as little filler as possible. Okay, now we have ground the door down. You can see slightly where some of those studs were, but they've been ground flat. But we sanded the whole surface of the door with a larger sander, a mud hog. Has an 8-inch face on it. So covering a bigger area, we revealed that the dents were actually larger than we had initially seen. The door actually had gotten wrinkled, and so everywhere you see paint sitting is a low spot in the door. So we're going to have to do a little bit more pulling on this door, and then we're going to have to put a real thin skim coat of body filler on the whole thing and block it all down. As you can see, we skim coated the whole door with a polyester body filler, a thin coat, and blocked it out to make sure it would all flow out and be straight. We also have masked it up for primer. We masked it so that we will be able to blend both the fender and the quarter panel when we paint it to ensure a perfect color match. Now we're spraying a 2-part catalyzed primer. This will lock in and seal all the scratches and pinholes. After this dries for about 2 hours, we'll be able to sand it, seal it, and paint it. Okay, we found the Cavalier in the booth, as you can see. We've sprayed the sealer and we sprayed the base coat out. So we got the base color, we blended both directions. Now we're going to do the final step, and that's the clear coat. We'll do 2 coats of clear coat. Car is now finished being sprayed. Has 2 coats of urethane clear coat. As you can see, the car has the shine that it's supposed to. Also, as you look down the side of the door, there is no longer any dent to be seen. All that's left to do is to unmask it, quick color sand and buff, and return it to the customer.